Okay, continuing on section 5.1 where we're doing our y-intercept on example 5a. So our y-intercept, remember we're going to be letting x equal 0. Remember the opposite of the one that you're wanting to find, you let equal 0. So now we have 2 times 0 minus 4 is equal to 4y. So we have multiplication by the reciprocal of the numeric coefficient of y on both sides. Remember this is just 0, so it's like it's not there. And that's a negative 1 is equal to y. And finally we write it as an ordered pair. The x is equal to 0 and my y is equal to a negative 1. And that's my y-intercept and then my x-intercept here. Okay, let's do it again for part B. The x-intercept, we're going to let y equal 0, right? The opposite one you're letting equal 0. So x is equal to 5 multiplied by 0 plus 3. So that very simply gives us that x is equal to 3. And again, as an ordered pair, x equals 3 and y is equal to 0. So there's our x-intercept, and you notice that in each of these I'm showing you x-intercept, here's my work, y-intercept, here's my work. My expectations will be the same of you. So y-intercept, I let x equal 0, so I'm going to write let x equal 0, and now I'm going to plug in x equals 0, so 0 is equal to 5y plus 3. And now I see that I need to move the 3, so I'll add its opposite to both sides, and that gives me that negative 3 is equal to 5y. And of course then what I want to do is I want to multiply by the reciprocal of the 5 because I'm wanting to solve for y. And now I know my y-intercept. So when x equals 0, my y-intercept is a negative 3/5. And yes, it's perfectly acceptable that a y-intercept is not an integer. It can be a fraction, as this one's turned out to be. Okay, moving on. We have for part C, and remember, pause. If you haven't done this yet, go try it on your own. Our x-intercept, we're going to let y equal 0, right? The opposite one gets set equal to 0. So 2x plus 3 times 0, and that's going to be equal to 9. So we have 2x is equal to 9. Now, once I have that, I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal on both sides, and therefore x is equal to 9/2. I won't change it to a mixed number at this point because it's easier to put in an ordered pair as an improper fraction. So when the x is 9/2, the x is 9/2, and our y is equal to 0. That's our ordered pair for our x-intercept. Now we'll go do our y-intercept. When we do a y-intercept, we're going to let x equal 0. The opposite one that we're trying to find is equal to 0. So 2 times 0 plus 3y is equal to 9. And so 3y is equal to 9, and therefore y is equal to 3. Multiply by the reciprocal, which looks like division because it is. And now, last but not least, ordered pair, when x is equal to 0, then y is equal to 3. Remember, you can check and see that these satisfy every single time.